Golly, where's Turtle Man at when you need him? What's up, guys? Today we're going to trap some raccoons. I'm going to show you 3 different traps. I'm going to show you what we're using for bait, and I'm going to show you how to set them, so stay tuned. Alright guys, the first trap we're going to set out is this dog-proof trap. This is a good trap to set around your house if you're worried about catching your dog or the neighbor's dog. All you do is squeeze down the trigger, put the dog inside the trigger mechanism there, and the only way this trap will fire is if a coon puts his hand down in the trap and pulls up on the trigger. There's other kinds of these dog-proof traps that have a push or pull lever, but this one is a pull only. That's the kind I like because you don't get rats and stuff like that getting in there to steal your bait and making the trap go off. So this catch a coon, skunk, possum, just about any kind of nest predator, and that's what we're targeting here. This is where we deer hunt. So for bait, I'm putting a little bit of cheap cat food in there. Just dump it down in there, just enough to get to the bottom of the trigger. I'm gonna take a marshmallow, put it on the top because it's white and it stands out and it's a little bit of eye appeal, and I'm gonna put some strawberry syrup down in there. Coons are normally pretty easy to catch. You can catch them on just about anything, but this seems to work pretty good. So I'm gonna poke one marshmallow down there around the trigger, and then I'm gonna put one sticking on the top to where he can see it. And most important thing about these dog-proof traps is putting them somewhere where the coons are gonna be. If he doesn't walk right into it on his way to where he's going, he ain't gonna mess with it. So we got it on a good trail here that goes to a corn feeder. I know he's gonna walk right past it, and we're gonna catch one here. Stay tuned and I'll show you another trap. Alright guys, this is the second trap that I want to show you. This one that I got here is one that's just like the one that I've got sitting in the hole here. I wanted to show you this one because it's not in the ground. You can get a good look at it. This is a Victor 1.5 offset coil spring trap, and I've got it sitting right here. That piece of paper that's over it is what I'm using for a pan cover, and you can see here that this trap has space underneath the pan, and when the critter comes along and steps on it, it fires and catches him by the foot. So if dirt and stuff gets underneath that pan, it won't fire. So that's why we have a pan cover over it, because this trap is going to be covered up, and I'm going to take this sifter here and sift some dirt over the top of it where you can't see it. I'm going to bait this hole that I dug here with tuna, just canned tuna, and that you can get at the store, cheapest one you can find. So I wanted to show you guys that. I've got it on an anchor. You've got to anchor it down or tie it off to something. These are some anchors that I made. It's just a J-hook run through a washer, and you drive it in the ground. And I might do another video show you how to make those, but I wanted to show you this before I covered it up so you can see where it's at. So stay tuned. I'll show it when I get it covered up and baited. Alright guys, here is the trap after I've already covered it up. It's still right there where it was. The pan's kind of a low spot there. I sifted my dirt around it. I got some tuna down in the hole there, and the trap pan is right there. and it's not, I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty much right on the hole. But now that it's all covered up, I just wanted to show you what it looked like when it was covered up. Alright guys, this is the last trap that I'm going to show you, and I just want to say this is my least favorite out of the three, but it is an option for you, and it's kid friendly. One of the downsides is they're expensive, and coons can tear these things up, so maybe if you had a better one, maybe not, but this trap here will cost you about 50 bucks. And but anyway, this is how you set it. I got some marshmallows, a little cat food, some tuna. I put everything that I brought in there, and there's a little bit of cat food and stuff scattered on through the way. Most of the stuff is in the back, and there's a few marshmallows under the trip lever. Now that lever, I don't know if you can see it very good. That lever right there is what the coon steps on. When he steps on it, this cage will fall and he'll be locked in there. Now I took a hatchet and I chopped a few cedar limbs and I piled them around the back pretty heavy and a little bit along the sides. That's not necessarily necessary, you don't have to do that. But if I didn't do that, all my bait's right back there in the back against that back wall, and the coon will spend a lot of time sticking his hands in there and pulling your bait through the trap. This gives him, it's harder for him to get to it from the back, and it gives him an easy path for him to go in right here. And another thing I like about doing that is once that coon's caught, if he's got all that brush and stuff covering him up, he feels a little safer and he don't fight so hard to get out. If he's sitting out here, you can set that trap right here under this feeder and you can catch a coon and not put anything around it, just put your bait in it. But he's liable to tear it up and get out. He's liable to flip the trap over and roll it around and, you know, try everything he can to steal your bait, and you'll eventually catch him, but you'll have a little better luck doing it this way. It's got a little bit of weight on it because I got them limbs on it. It's blocked from the back. He's got easy access to the front, and maybe we'll catch him. So that's just a few tips on the live trap, and hope you guys learned something from it. And I want to show you kind of a big picture here of what all we got going on. So we got a corn feeder right here. These coons are already coming here. We got several trail camera pictures of them. The wind's coming out of the south, which is blowing from that tree to the feeder. So I know that tuna smell is going to come to this feeder once them coons get here. Now this is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here is a trail where these coons are coming in. They're coming right down this trail, going over that little log there. That log's chewed up because I caught one already there before, but they come right down this trail and they're over and past that tree, and that's where our dog-proof trap is, right there. And you can see it after it's been baited. It's got the marshmallow on top for the eye appeal. That looks real good. And that coon's almost going to trip over that trap. It's, you know, when you hear people, if you're watching trapping videos on YouTube, they'll tell you to set on the sign. Well, this is what we're talking about. This is a trail, and that dog-proof trap is right on that trail. And then right here is the finished product of the live trap. So we got all three of them right here on this feeder. So I just thought I'd show you guys that. Alright guys, I want to show you something here. This is a cubby set that I had set for a bobcat, and today is a remake day for me. I just got done showing you that I was going to make that coon video, but I want to show you something here. I showed you them pan covers and paper pan covers, and I want to show you why we use them. You can tell here, this is where my trap is. It's been silted in from the rain. We just had 2 inches of rain, and then we had a little snow, and then we had some freezing and thawing and freezing, and it's been hard on my trap, so I'm remaking everything today. But I want to show you why we use pan covers, if I can get a hold of this this thing. This trap, even though it looks all silted in, it'll still fire. Here's my paper pan cover. I just got a hold of it, and you peel that off of there. Now that right there would have still caught a bobcat if it would have came in here and tried to work this set. I got a squirrel back there in the back, but this is a paper bag that I cut into pan covers, and it works really well. It molds down to your pan real well. When it gets a little wet, it doesn't make any noise like plastic will do, or wax paper will make. Now, if you're way up north and you get a lot of freezing, this might not be a good option for you, but where we're at, we don't get a whole lot of freezing, and when it does freeze, it doesn't last very long usually, so this works really well here in Oklahoma. I like it. It's free most of the time. I use packing paper. I like to use paper bags that don't have any ink on them, any kind of printing. It's just plain paper is all it is. When it gets a little wet, it goes silent, and it works really good. Now that trap will still fire. I'll show you. If a bobcat would have came in here and messed with this, that trap would have fired still, even though we had 2 inches of rain. So if you're new to trapping and you didn't know why we use pan covers, that's why. Alright guys, I told you I'm remaking my sets today. We just got all that rain. I'm remaking everything. I was making that coon video, but I got a surprise catch for you, and I'm going to show you what it is right now. I'm pretty pumped about it. We got us a bobcat and a hind foot on our remake day. I didn't really think, I thought the only thing I was going to catch today was possibly a coon, so I decided to make a coon video, and I got a bobcat. Got him in a dirt hole with some homemade beaver meat, or beaver meat bait, not homemade beaver meat. He's not a very big cat, and he is not very happy with me. Boy, he's pretty. Pretty and pretty mad. Boy, that's cool. Now this trap, I caught this coon. No, I didn't. I thought it was a 1.5, but it's not. That's number 3 Duke offset in a dirt hole right here on this brush pile on the side of this food plot. Alright guys, I'm gonna get him taken care of. I'll be back with you in a second. Alright guys, I'm back here. I wanted to show you the remake on this. There's my bobcat. Got a real pretty white belly on her. It's a female. All I did was put that trap back in here, sifted some dry dirt over it. I'm carrying some dry dirt with me in a bucket. There's my paper pan cover, the same ones I showed you in that other video. 2 inches of rain, still held up. Caught a bobcat, so there's proof that they work. I got some homemade, I said it's homemade beaver bait that I make out of beavers that I catch. That's what I had for bait down in the hole. And I'd use just a dab. You can see it here somewhere. Right there. Just a dab of Jeff Dunlap's Hellfire right there, about head level. And then that dirt there, I mean, I'm not going to try to camouflage it in. Once it draws a little of that moisture, it'll turn the same color as everything else. And that's the remake. This stick here, it's kind of blocking. I've caught a couple coons in this set before the bobcat, and them coons chewed that stick all up trying to get out, and that's just more eye appeal for a bobcat. That stick's kind of shiny. It stands out more than any of this other brush pile here. This is just a cedar brush pile on the side of a food plot. and it's all chewed up from them coons that I caught, and it's a little bit of eye appeal for a bobcat. So thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, that's all I have for today's video. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you liked my video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, subscribe to my channel. If you have any ideas of what kind of videos you'd like to see, leave it in the comments. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I want to thank everybody for watching. See you next time.